In problem number 3, we're introduced to the concept of unit analysis, also called dimensional analysis. Let's look at the 4 conversions that we did in the previous problem to see how dimensional analysis works. In this conversion, we took the number of inches per foot and we multiplied that by feet, and we got the number of inches. Okay? So again, we took 12 inches per 1 foot, which is the conversion factor that we needed. We multiplied that by 5 feet and got 60 inches. Now let's take a look at what happens with just the units. We have a fraction that has inches over feet times feet, and we got inches. We notice that, well, if we think about feet over nothing as being feet over 1, this is like multiplying 2 fractions. And when we have the same thing in a fraction in the numerator and the denominator, we can cancel them out. And if we cancel those out, we get inches over 1, or just inches. In this case, we see that the unit analysis tells us that our computation is correct, because when we cancel out the units on the left side, we get the correct units on the right, because we're converting from feet to inches. Now let's do a unit analysis on our conversion from 42 inches to feet. Well, the units of the conversion factor are 1 foot per 12 inches. And we're multiplying that by just inches, and that can be thought of as inches over 1, and we get feet. Here again, we have inches in the numerator and denominator. We can cancel those, and we're left with feet over 1, which is just feet. And this tells us that we have our units correct in our conversion. In the 2 other conversions that we did, we have centimeters to inches. So let's do a unit analysis on that. So we have 1 inch for 2.54 centimeters times 15 centimeters, and we can cancel the centimeters. We're left with inches over 1 in inches, and this means that our conversion was correct. In the second example, we have 2.54 centimeters per 1 inch. So that's centimeters over inches times inches, and that equals centimeters. Is that correct? Well, if we cancel the inches, we get centimeters. Now let's look at one where maybe we made a mistake. And let's see what the mistake looks like and whether the unit analysis actually tells us that we made a mistake. Let's say that we wanted to convert 20 inches to centimeters. Now, remember that the conversion factor is 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. Now, we needed to know, in this case, how many centimeters in each inch, but let's say we got it wrong. Let's say we made a mistake, and we accidentally did 1 inch per 2.54 centimeters times 20, and we got an answer of about 7.9, what we think are centimeters. Now let's do a unit analysis on that. So if we take a look at our units, we have inches over centimeters, because 1 inch, 2.54 centimeters, times inches equals centimeters. Well, we can't cancel the inches because the inches are not in numerator and denominator. They're both in the numerator. So we know that this conversion is incorrect. Now, do the got it for problem number 3 in your journal. In problem number 4, we're told that a student ran the 50-yard dash in 5.8 seconds, and we want to know the student's speed in miles per hour. There are a couple of ways of doing the conversion. I'm going to show you 2 different ways, and you can learn whichever one works best for you. So let's start. The speed is going to be distance per time, and we're given 50 yards in 5.8 seconds. So what we'll do is we'll convert 50 yards into miles, and we'll convert 5.8 seconds into hours, and then divide the 2 answers. So if we have 50 yards, well, we need to know first of all, how many feet there are in a yard, because our mile conversion is in feet. So there are 3 feet in 1 yard. So we'll multiply 50 times 3 feet per 1 yard, and we'll get 150 feet. Then if we want to know how many miles that is, well, that's 150 feet times, 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So every 1 mile is 5,280 feet. And that gives us an answer of 0.0284 miles. In the denominator, we have 5.8 seconds, and we need to convert that to hours. Well, we know that there are 3,600 seconds in 1 hour, so from converting to hours, we're going to take 5.8 seconds and multiply that by 1 hour per 3,600 seconds. And for that, we'll get an answer of 0.0016. That's approximate. And if we now, and that's hours, so our answer in miles per hour is going to be 0.0284 miles per 0.0016 hours. And if you do the division, 0.0284 divided by 0.0016, you will get 17.75 miles per hour. In the textbook, they give you an answer of 17.6, and the difference in the answers is simply because of rounding. The other way of thinking about this conversion is to do it doing unit analysis. And here's the way we'll do that. We'll first work with just the units and figure out what we have to cancel and what we have to leave. Now, we'll note that at the end of this process, we will need to have miles in the numerator and hours in the denominator. So let's work with the distance first. In order to get miles, we're going to need to convert yards to feet and then feet to miles. So the conversion from yards to feet is going to involve having a number of yards in the denominator and a number of feet in the numerator, so that when we cancel the 2 yards, we'll leave feet. Next, we need to cancel the feet and leave miles. And that is what we need in the numerator. For the denominator, we need to cancel out seconds from the denominator, or from the right, and leave hours in the denominator. So if we look at what gets canceled, well, we have yards and yards, we have feet and feet, and we have seconds and seconds. And what we're left with now is miles and hours. So we've done our unit analysis correctly. Now let's go back and actually work the numbers. So, feet and yards. There are 3 feet in 1 yard. There is 1 mile in 5,280 feet. And there are 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. Now, if we do the multiplications, 50 times 3 times 3,600 is 540,000. And 5.8 times 5,280 is 30,624. And if we divide that, that is approximately 17.6, and the units will be miles per hour. Remember that of the 2 methods, use the one that works best for you. Now, try the Got It problem, problem number 4, in your journal. Please be sure that you have added these words to the vocabulary list in your journal: ratio, rate, unit rate, conversion factor, and we did not discuss conversion factor in this video, but you can find the definition in the book, and unit analysis or dimensional analysis.